guys. I remember the Blues Brothers. We're on a mission from God. Unbelievable. Well, today we are, because today we have the boss coming up from his home, driving the 50 miles to help me out and my church, the Church of the Resurrection, here today. And specifically, since he was so engaged for so many years with being an electrician, and not just being an electrician, a residential, commercial, he really has a tremendous amount of experience in industrial, working with hundreds of thousands of volts, drop panels, and wearing the silver suit and the mask and all that to prevent against flash arcing. And so I've specifically asked him to come up, and he's been kind enough to donate his talents. We have over at the church here, we have a well, the church was really built in 1968, one of those mid to late 60s slap and tickle construction churches that tends to look more like a dance hall than a church, with that modern, quote, modern welcoming architecture. But the panel is circa 1968. It's a Zinsco. And if you know anything about Zinsco, even though this was UL approved, by Underwriters Laboratory approved, over time they found that some breakers on these Zinsco main panels would fuse to what they call the bus bar, the hot bar in the back, and resulting in fires. So the breakers failed and you would have fire. So over time, Zinsco's long gone, but the legacy lives on of the wrath of Zinsco, as I call it. So he's coming over today to check that. The reason being, church wants to install for the first time air conditioning and have combination AC heat pump systems here. So it'll probably be the heaviest draw in summertime in the history of the church. And even though the drop is 800 amps, which is 12 kilowatts of available power, still be nice to know. The additional problem is it's not just easy to add a 100 amp breaker to a 800 amp drop. Pardon this, my son is a little crazy on the camera. I know I can't really do anything about it. It's just the position is real bad. But to find the proper breaker that's going to fit that is going to be the real issue. There's ones that are available for 100 amp, 200 amp panels, but it does not appear that they're available for 800 amp installation. So there's a few complications, and the church is already putting out the bids for the AC system, but these contractors are just going to leave you whips. They're just going to leave you the ends of the things to be hooked up yourself. They're not going to worry about whether you can make it a connection or not. That'll be your problem, which, being as I'm on the maintenance and building committee, is kind of our committee's problem to check this out and make sure that we do things intelligently. Maybe the whole panel should be changed out and upgraded. I don't know, but that's what we're going to be looking at today. We're going to be looking at the electrical layout here and going around and looking at some things. So glad to have you guys along today and to see the boss in his element. It's going to be interesting. My friend, the boss, and I think Janet will be here too today. So, all right, well, let's get to it. There's something around this corner that I hope it's not something in the van. Kind of smells like rotten fish. I hope a cat didn't crawl in here and die or something. I keep the windows up. I'll have to check and see. Alright, so this is the campus here, circa 1968, 1970 construction. And it's a pretty big campus. It's also a huge parish, serves over 3,000 family, so this church gets a tremendous amount of wear and tear. We just had the automatic doors installed, and there's been some problems with them. We're trying to work out with some of the connections. And this was the old choir room here, but now it's just general offices over here. And this is the equivalent of like a parish hall here. It's multiple different rooms that can be divided with dividers, partitions. And unit number 2, I've been working on the AC unit. There's been down. The question of getting a new control board. And then over here is what they call the religious education building, and I changed out some of the ballasts on the lighting systems here. So you almost need a full-time maintenance person here. So it's extremely busy. Too busy. And this is the kitchen area in here. And this pulls a lot of power too. Okay. Morning. This pulls a lot of power, and we have multiple GFIs that trip because you can't really run 2 large coffee makers at the same time. Here, plus I don't know where the covers for all the outlets keep going. I don't know. But this place really gets a lot of hard use. So we got the boss on the job here, and this is the Zinsco panel. It does have a temporary sign-off inspected in '68, so it's got a little age to it, huh, boss?
Yeah, this one.
Oh. And then we got the main breaker throw there. And there's a lot of redundant stuff over here. I gotta just figure out what all this madness is on this side over here.
Is this not a hinged panel?
I'd be curious if that has an aluminum bus bar on the back of it.
I can't. Let me see. Oh.
You wanna?
Do you got both flashlights now?
No, just one.
Okay, got some screws piled over here. Okay. See, this one has got all this multi-crap on it?
Yeah, it's got strobe and all that.
And then once you go past, you gotta go all the way through again.
See the ground straps. We've got the main panel off now.
Kids? Huh?
Yeah, let me get a little extra light on it here.
I just don't believe they can form aluminum like this busting on these bars. These are much smaller. So, not only is it the breaker you need, but you need this busting standoffs.
Yeah, you can't just, I understand what you're saying. Okay, you want me to make a note of that?
Well, you can take a photo.
Yeah, okay, hold on a minute.
This is the busing.
So you were saying we got the main bus bars
That's the
in the
main
back.
bus. Is my tool back here?
Yeah.
Hand me the brush.
What brush?
I'll just stand
Here.
back.
Here it is.
It's okay, I gotta do something right now.
Yeah, I thought it was all aluminum, so you have to have standoffs too. You can't just put this down on the. There's no spot that's available on breakers for 100 amp there. So I know exactly what you're saying. So, yeah, those buses, what did you say? They're just junk aluminum, huh? Those things, which you can scrape them. Soft aluminum.
No bright orange under there. So this aluminum bussing.
Yeah,
This
up here was copper on the standoffs, right on the. Yeah, I see.
I mean, if you don't disturb it and there's no problems for now, I don't believe the parts are available because it's no longer supporting. Even if somebody had it, I wouldn't wanna. It's not good. It's not UL listed. It's no longer UL listed.
So they can decertify things off of UL. That thing's at Underwriter's Laboratory. So adding 100 amp, if you could find it with a standoff. Here, you got that dust on it. Guys, well, there's the opinion. That's why they swap these things out.
I'm not going to use this anymore. The special high voltage screwdriver. I keep it clean.
Yeah, I know you do. 40 years electrician, yeah, I guess so.
Don't ever touch it.
No, I don't even like the. I don't even like the panel cover being off. Tell you the truth, it's way above my pay grade. Because you said what's 12,000 volts potential here or something on this panel. You did a multiplication of 800 amps times whatever you did. You said.
It's okay. You can take a picture.
Right, good news. The boss just found there's a 200 amp breaker here. Would you need to downsize that? It'd be too much to trip for a 50 amp.
Well, you have all the other mechanical components. You may find a breaker. Let's take a shot of this.
All right, let me just take a picture.
Get the nomenclature of that breaker.
So I asked the boss, we do have this empty 200 here, which is a nice thing. And I said, if we're only going to pull 50 or 100 amps, are we not at risk of not triggering this breaker if we have some catastrophe in one of the units? And you said you could use that breaker if you did what? To a
This
sub
breaker can feed a sub panel, but the wiring and conduit from the main breaker to the sub panel must match the amperage rating of the protection device, being the circuit breaker.
So it's kind of a good news thing here today.
The wire and panel must match this breaker, which is going to be a little more expensive, but it's going to be better than maybe trying to find a 100 amp breaker. If that's the other option, if it's available, yes.
But it's
Go
still
ahead
a good
and run
option.
the smaller wire. But
Plus
yes,
you have to buy the standoffs for this too.
everything is in place, intact. The equipment is rated for it. It's not damaged.
Okay, good.
No load wires, right?
Right, there's no load on that at all.
It should be off.
Yeah.
And the label should be marked spare. It's marked office, maybe.
Yeah, because the office was rerouted, I think, to a separate. It wasn't really the office.
Where are you
They
going?
built a separate building. So
Where are you going now?
to get you water.
Okay. I'll stand by.
So your ultimate opinion is what we have here is okay. It's not perfect, but it's okay.
We got a 200 amp breaker available. It's unused. I've switched it off. We have not affected anything.
Yeah. And the other thing too is that to bring in the wiring, because you would need a sub panel with a 200 amp load rated wiring going up to that, and then break it out to your individual circuits and breakers and things. Question is where you would mount that sub panel if there's room here. Boss is kind of I don't know. He's kind of iffy about. We're a little tight in this place. So, but it's very doable. It's just most of the feed all the feed comes in through the bottom, So it's a question of punching through, you know, whether you're allowed to punch through the saw. I guess you are, but you said that's the electrician's problem. So the one that comes to, you're just the consultant here. So
I'm merely consulting.
Yeah. Okay. What are we going to do now, boss? We're going to do a little work here now. Boss is pro bono. Tighten down some of these. He's been feeling some of these wires, so it's connections do. People don't believe it, boss, but connections do come loose over time, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
That's good news with the capacity for that.
Really? Am I that far off?
Yeah, I've been retired a while. Guys, we'll let the boss do his thing here.
He left me alone. He had...
Well, that was a great 3 hours, and I'm very grateful to the boss. So definitely going to get him some. I think our lunch is going to be turning into a dinner here. We're going to meet Bobby over at Betty's Fish and Chips. And if you look at my restaurant reviews on the road, or my Friday night restaurant reviews, Friday Night Foodies, back in November 2015, Betty's Fish and Chips was the very first place that I reviewed, and it was fantastic. It wasn't cheap, but it was good. So it'd be interesting to re-review that. But anyway, I'm sure very grateful for the boss for this, because there's a lot of good news that was found today in cracking that main panel drop there coming in, and that's exciting that there's already 200 amp breakers. So you really don't have to have PG&E, PG&F as I call them, involved at all in that, because you're not really adding any capacity or doing the capacity is already there, it's built in and all that. So all right, on with the day. Look what the cat dragged in. There's Bobby. Bobby's like, I'm not going to lunch with you because lunch is at noon, and you guys are going at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's like, I got bigger fish to fry.
I mean, why? Well, like dinner now.
Well, we never know how long a consultation is going to take, right?
Well, I mean, what'd you do?
Zoe.
Confession and.
Of course we did.
Well, that took an hour at least.
Yeah.
I had to give him the whole conversion experience, Bobby. You know.
I bet.
Met all the boss met all the mucks over there, so it's very good. So Bobby the Giants are
come back
rolling
and do
pretty
all
good.
The electricity for those people.
I wish he would, but you know, boss being retired.
Tools and material, timelines.
Yeah, boss is like, they don't pay me enough for. They'll want
I'm not going to heaven anyhow.
to.
So.
Oh, don't ever say that, Bobby. I guess here we are. It's reward time. Just gonna go get some fish and chips over at Betty's. It was nice to visit with Bobby.
Yeah.
Bobby's grumpier than always, ain't he? He's like, I already ate. I'm not going to.
I ate at 1 o'clock. When I say lunchtime, I say lunchtime.
It wasn't lunchtime, so I'm not hungry. So y'all go ahead and.
I said, it's dinner time now. I already ate. I'm full.
There we go. All right, so we'll see you when we get over to Betty's. Here we are at Betty's. Been a long time since I've been at Betty's. Maybe I came one more time, but this place is like the gold standard for fish and chips in town. Of course, every time I do a vlog or a live stream, we've always got the obligatory emergency services. Never knew a town with so many people in so much trouble. So he's like, where did Mama go?
Noisy.
Nice al fresco. Be a little bit noisy, but it's nice over. It's a nice day. It's comfortable weather. So here we are
gotta
back
stay
at
outside.
Betty's.
It's we got Zoe.
Here we got Zoe with us today. Here we are. They even got a bakery too.
You could have a beer.
Betty's.
So it's beer 30 now, isn't it? Whoa, I'm looking at the one on the
Appetizers, calamari. I thought that said calamari rings and testicles on that thing up there. Garlic fries,
Is there crab
soups.
sandwich any good?
I never had it.
They got a $40 crab sandwich.
I never. Don't know. Alright, so there's the deckhand there, and she said we gave you 2 scallops because they were kind of small. Not sure with this. That's the cod there. Janet, you got the same, the deckhand
the same.
here. And there's the coleslaw. There's the coleslaw there.
One piece.
Yeah, just 2 pieces of weight. I've learned from experience here that 2 pieces is way too much.
You get 2 small pieces, so and say 1 little piece, so you say fish too small. Now you got 2.
Okay, it's me, Fluffy. Here we are in the bowl.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then the boss, what did you get? A crab sandwich or? Yeah, looks like a crab sandwich there. All right. Been a long time since I've done the Betty's thing. Try a piece of this cod is always very, very flaky here. I love cod. Let's try a little scallop here. Something you don't usually have. That scallop is delicious. That is amazing.
Pretty good?
Good, very, very good. Just that scallop was worth the ride. Boss is doing up Zoe's food over there. Gourmet. Are you hungry? What about me? Where's my fish? Here we go. Yum, yum. Yum. Always a good eater.
Some lemon or anything else at the moment.
Lemon or anything? I think we're good.
We're good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Perfect.
You don't want lemon on your fish?
No.
I already got some.
I got some lemons right here. Janet, did you try Body the Cod?
Yes. It's
What did you
very
think? Good. Good. This place kind of sets the gold standard for it. So, boss, you said you wanted to get a taste for fish, and you got crab here.
I wanted a crab sandwich.
There we go. So we came close to it, I guess. What do you think, Janet?
It was very good.
Not bad. Betty's Betty's has been a place that's consistently maintained its standards. It's not the cheapest place, but You're not going to leave and think I got ready, I got cheated on the food.
Really full. Yeah,
You're getting fresh cod. The scallops were delicious that we had. The coleslaw was good. The fries. And we had a couple of shrimp too. So it was a good choice. I couldn't even finish all the fries. I can't really these days, but
you want me
it
to
was
get
very
some
good.
for him? He's
So.
got to come to Vanessa's house.
All right.
Excellent.
Excellent day. All right, so there go the boss and Janet. And Zoe, come on. Zoe, come on. Time to go home. Come on.
Good.
Come on.
Time to go home.
Time to go home. There's the boss. Another tender moment. There. His baby. That's it. All right. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Be careful driving. It looks like the traffic's kind of down a little bit now. Thank you. Wonderful, wonderful. What a day. Guys, thanks so much. If you're not subscribed, things get better and better around here. Subscribe and hit that bell for all notifications. Give a Queen's wave. There we go.